What's up, guys and gals? It's time for the latest chapter live reaction for Kengan Omega. Kengan Omega, chapter 278. Without further ado, let's get into this because this should end up being, if not the best fight of the tournament, it should be one of the best fights in Omega. The two kings, the Emperor of the Kengan matches, goes up against the King of Purgatory. Let's go. Let's go. I'm excited to see this fight. I hope that, like people have been disappointed with all the new character fights and stuff, and that's unfortunate. You know, they're not as bad as some people make them out to be, but they certainly are not good and or great by any stretch. So, hopefully, this is where all the marbles are. This is where all of it has culminated into becoming a, not just great, choreographed incredibly well, but I want the art to really hit, and I want the length of the fight. I really want an all balls out fight. So let's just get into it. So chapter 278 is entitled The Tentative Champion. And we see Kengan Association, Agito, represented for Kengan Association, of course, would be Agito. And then Purgatory, same idea. So the Emperor of the Kengan matches and the King of Purgatory. Let's go. And we're seeing writing. That day, businessman, something, something, something. Alright, it is all translated, but... Oh, it's Natoku. It's Toku. It's Natoku there. Okay. Such a solemn, yet high-tech ambiance. I simply have to capture this in my work. Hey, what are you doing over there, Mr. Paperback Writer? Alright. So we haven't seen Natoku for a while and stuff, and he seems to be involved. So Hatsumi's there and stuff like that, and we know that Carlos is there. Who else has actually shown up to watch these fights? So Kubo's there and stuff like that. We haven't seen like a whole slew of returning faces. You'd think you'd see more characters, so it's nice to see a high-tier fighter like Natoku here also observing the real tournament, because even if some of the characters don't belong, Gao Lang, Arashiyama, Kano, like, there are some big names here. It's like, who is the best, So let's see. Oh, it's you. Oh, it's Lou. A lot of people really like Lou. I could take him or leave him. He's not a bad character. He's not a great character. He's just there. But a lot of people's favorite Purgatory fight is Natoku versus Lou, and also it's one of those things where it's one of people's favorite fighters from the Purgatory side of things is Lou. So that is definitely a thing. I could take him or leave him and stuff, but it's nice to see, like, off the battlefield, as it were. Most of these guys can be like, hey, how's it going? Nice to see you again, even though we just beat the living shit out of each other a couple of years ago. It was just a fight. You leave that shit line. So let's see. What are they talking about? Oh, it's you, Lou. And Medel's with you. What are you wearing? Some kind of old-timey cosplay? It does look strange. He's wearing, like, almost, like, either Chinese, like, it's all of the strings, like, Chinese level, like, those high-top boots, or almost worker boots, with a kimono bottom. I forget exactly what that's called. The Hiyori's the top part. Anyways. And then he's got, like, a jacket over top, but he's wearing a dress shirt, and then he's got, like, a Kisuke cap on and gloves. Yeah, he's all over the map. He's got, like, 3 styles. He's got some Western style, he's got some, like, Asian style, and then he's got some European. He's mixing, like, 3 continents of fashion all into one. He's like, what the hell are you wearing? Like, yeah, okay. So it's Carlos and Lou. We already knew Carlos was there because he's in Gao Lang's corner stuff. You must be as frustrated as me, senor, that we weren't able to enter this grand event. Wait, what? What do you mean they weren't able to? What do you mean they weren't able to? That's just how it is. After all, I did lose to Kano in the playoffs. Wait, what? So wait a minute. There was a whole... I know we're trying to jump ahead here a little bit, and we're trying to get to the, the new tournament, and there's some other storylines and stuff like that. But are you kidding me? There was an entire playoff thing. It wasn't like, okay, we select these handful of fighters to represent us. These are the current champions. Let's go. Because Carlos absolutely could have taken one of the 3 slots. He could have beat Mr. Doomsday Messenger, who was fodder. He could have beaten probably Justin, Like, what? So, wait a minute now. There was an entire playoffs for the slots, so it means that Carlos, Lou, they were all entering? Alright, you know what that's going to do? The problem with that is that's going to piss off a shit ton of people, because it means that, alright, Natoku and Carlos, who are obviously stronger than the three that we got, Ramon, Sakigake, and Justin, would have been better suited for this tournament, and you're telling me that, oh, they didn't try for every single slot? You know what I mean? Like, to take one of the other fighters' slots? That, I'm not going to lie, that rubs even me the wrong way. I'm very optimistic about the Kengan Omega chapters as of late. Most of the community is against that idea, but I read to enjoy the manga week to week, right? But this does rub me the wrong way. That means we could have, instead of these three guys who basically lost handily, we could have had Natoku, Hatsumi, Waka, Carlos, Lou, any of these guys in there. There's no reason to not have all returning faces by that logic. You could have had one new guy. Justin could have been the guy, he beat Okubo to gain his slot. Whoa, wait a minute, And that's like, what's he got? And then you showcase him a little stronger than he was portrayed. Maybe, but, oh man, that actually kind of bothers me. That kind of bothers me. If I sit here and think about it more, it's probably going to bother me more. It's like, it doesn't bother me, it doesn't bother me, it bothers me a lot. For those who get that reference, kudos. Let's see. But it's not like I've given up yet. And not just me. Us. Oh, are we going to see? I've been training in grappling with Amame. With Cosmo. Oh, are we seeing that, like, everybody wanted... Alright, that's even worse. It's not just some fighters. Everybody wanted to enter this tournament, and they basically all said, yeah, but we're not going to the other promotions. We're all trying to take the 2 slots available to the Kengan Association. If we don't get one of those 2 slots, we bow out. Bullshit. No, I do not accept that whatsoever. Okay, yeah, this is going from bad to worse. It's nice to know that all the top tier fighters didn't ignore this tournament. They wanted to be a part of it, but it seems like they weren't willing to jump promotions to get there. Because there's no way Sakigake or Ramon or even Justin shows up to this fight if all these guys are all vying for the spot. So he trained with Cosmo to improve his grappling. Sekibayashi and Kyozan. And I hear that Sekibayashi's been going to a sumo stable for training. Seki's even getting better. Like, Seki is never going to be top of the food chain, but he's always going to be a sort of gatekeeper. You know what I mean? He can still go toe-to-toe with A-tier. I would argue he's at least an A-tier fighter, and an S-tier can't just take him down no problem. He's sturdy as hell. He is the epitome of what Justin was trying to be in a sense. But yeah, okay, so Seki's getting better. Natoku is still writing, but he's like, no, I'm passionate about this. That whole Shen's reveal has inspired all of them. And by the sounds of it, he said us, meaning Carlos and Lou, want to be involved in too. And Carlos is probably my favorite of all the Purgatory fighters. Well, I really like Arashiyama, to be fair, though he's a little cuckoo. And I know there's hate for Roland. I like Roland all right. Yeah. But Carlos is up there for me, so what the hell are we talking about here? And then there's Wakatsuki. Wakatsuki's here. What's he doing? He entered Gagakigarahara Forest. This man said, fuck the Nico style. Whatever they learned in this damn forest, I am going to learn it as well and surpass it. That's exactly what this man said. This man traveled to the place where Demon's Bane was born. Where Gaomukaku originally took them. Where Oma learned. Yeah, alright. That I accept. Waka said, I'm not even trying to enter this tournament because I need to improve. He did it right. He's going off screen to go and improve. And I'm fine with that. That means that Waka's like, no, I'm not resting on my laurels. I might be in my 40s and stuff, but I still got Superman syndrome. I still got Blast Core. I'm still a top tier fighter, but I've been falling behind. I need to do more. So he's going to do more. He went into the forest a month ago, and he has been there ever since. We haven't heard. Who knows what kind of training he's doing in the mecca of the ancient martial artists. Let's go. Let's go. I'm good with Waka. That explains why Waka's not here. It doesn't explain why Hatsumi and Nitoku and all these dudes didn't enter, but okay. We may not have entered this tournament, but not a single one of us has given up. We still have the greatest battle ahead of us. Are we talking fighting Shen, or are we talking... That's the spirit, senor. It's not about whether or not we can win. We have to win. That's the only way we can save Tokita and Gao. We're going to talk about this in a second. I'm just going to finish the panel. I still haven't forgiven Gao yet. Yeah, I figured that. But I hate the worm even more. And the enemy of my enemy is still my enemy. Alright, fair enough. Slight problem. The little problem. So they're like, oh yeah, we have to win. We all have to get better. The ceiling has been broken, and now we know there's a sky up there. Fantastic. It's Air Gear 101. The sky. You know what I mean? I get it. The endless depths of the sky. The sky is the limit, as they say. But, once again, this is an issue just like why the hell Roland and or Agito give two shits about training Koga's fist eye. Makes zero sense why Roland would ever agree to that. Why would Agito either? You know, like without a bunch of favors and stuff like that. Why they give a shit about training Koga? That felt wrong and out of left field with no build-up. And now here, all these Purgatory fighters giving a shit about Oma. We give a shit about Oma because he's our main character. Ryuki, I could take or leave Ryuki. But, and especially Ryuki, as Lou says, I haven't forgiven him. So why are you all like, oh, we all have to come together to defeat Shen, because if we don't, Tokita and Gao, we will lose them. They're not your people. They're Kengan members. I can understand the Kengan fighters, you know, the veterans and the legends coming together being like, no, respect the name of Tokita Oma. You know, the Asura. We're going to band together to help him. But why the hell would Purgatory give a shit? Why the hell would anybody from Purgatory care about either Oma or Ryuki? That whole idea of, oh, well, yeah, that's sort of coming a little, it's not earned. It'd be fine. I mean, we sort of are implying with the time skips, but this is why we need the volume extras. We need to see like Carlos, Gao Lang, and Xiao Pang all hanging out. We need to see Oma getting along with Roland and guys like that. Like, we need to see the offshoots of these guys hanging out for the past couple of years while this shit's been going on, so we can establish, okay, now that KVP is over, these guys, most of these guys weren't exactly evil, you know, the Lieutenant and the Faze and stuff, but they're dead and gone. The guys that are remaining who were just there for the thrill of the fight, as it were, they should be there and chilling with the Kengan fighters, just like we're seeing now. Nitoku, Lou, and Carlos. Hey, yo, what's up, guys? How you doing? It's been a while. Yeah. You know, but we need to see more of that. We need more of the slice of life to establish that it makes sense that these guys would even give two shits. Like, why would Carlos, why would Lou give a shit what happens to either one of these characters? And why would they care if, alright, well, Shen, like, I'm going to train on my own so I can be the #1 martial artist in the world, but I'm going to go do it my way. I don't need to team up with all of you. You know what I mean? They were enemies. So, we haven't established enough that they became friends. Nitoku and Lou sort of make sense that they would be a little close. Carlos and Gao Lang, same idea, but we need to see a little bit more of it to establish that they would care. Yeah, so, two things so far. We haven't even started the fight yet. The two things so far, though, in this reaction have bothered me. The fact that the people, the veterans that are definitely stronger than the three new characters, tried to enter this tournament. They all vied, obviously, for either the Purgatory or the Kengan slots, and then gave up on entering from one of the other promotions. Please, like, give me a line that says, oh, you're only allowed to try for one slot in one promotion. If you fail, you don't get to just jump ship and try again in another promotion. I could agree with that would be the accepted rule. It's like, okay, you want to go for a Kengan slot, you can't go for a Bishamon and a Purgatory slot. Fine, dandy. But if that's the case, I want that stated, because that's just an assumption to explain away why they didn't do that. And that's more in my headcanon than anything else to try to justify this. Yeah, no. There's a couple of cool things so far, but a couple things I don't like. Let's see. So, gentlemen, do you mind if I use the exchange we just had? What is it, to put in your novel? That'd be cool if Nitoku is actually writing a novel about the underground fighting. The fight against the worm. That would be kind of cool. I'd be okay with that. So anyways, okay, finally, we're jumping to the fight. This reaction is going to be 30 minutes long just because I'm complaining. Which, I mean, justifiable complaining in my opinion, but still. So, the monster of Manal, Roland Donaire. And, yeah, it's not Donaire, it's Donaire, because there's an E on the end, just so we're clear, guys. A lot of people mess that up, I've noticed that. Because Donaire is actually a native food from my country. So, and it's spelt without the E. So with the E, it becomes a last name, and you have to pronounce the E different. You can't just say air. And then we have the fifth fang of Metsudo. Okay, so far the art's pretty nice for both of them. Kano Agito. You know, I don't mind the epithet, the fifth fang of Metsudo, but it would have been cool if they said, like, the monster of Manal. I almost would have preferred the king of purgatory, the emperor of the Kengan matches. You know what I mean? I kind of like those epithets for this particular fight better than the two, but yeah, okay. Oh, this is a nice shot. Staring each other down. At last, this day has come. The champions of Japan's two biggest underground martial arts promotions, the Kengan Association and Purgatory, are facing off for the very first time. And I have absolutely no idea how this match will end. Ditto! But I can say this. Roland and Kano have both fought the same guy. You mean the guy who lost in round one? And that's Arashiyama Jirota, who's entered this same tournament. Seems like he's watching on. He gave both of them a run for their money. We never did know how the match or matches between Roland and... because he was considered a second king of Purgatory. But Roland was considered the definitive king, so let's see. Roland won twice against Arashiyama while he was still in Purgatory. Okay, wait a minute, what? So Roland actually... so they fought twice, though inconsistencies here. He's got his short hair. He's got his short hair. Granted, I suppose they could have fought when he had his short hair as well, but I think that's a bit of a... that's a mistake. Like, you're telling me that they were the two kings and they never fought prior? Roland should have his long hair when they're fighting here. Roland won twice against Arashiyama while he was still at Purgatory. Okay, so he won twice. Good to know. So Arashiyama never beat him. Meanwhile, well, which we did know. We heard that Roland had never lost. Meanwhile, Kano lost to Arashiyama in a Kengan match. We know that too. Sure, they were under different rules, but that does serve as a sort of a benchmark. Alright, Hatsumi. Why aren't you in this tournament, man? Hatsumi, looking on. Yeah, but the rules actually do make all the difference. Let's go. Alright, Hatsumi, what's your explanation here? Arashiyama probably wasn't able to fight to his fullest in Purgatory, which has a down rule. What? Well, the down rule, yeah, 1, 2... oh... sort of like he can't get back up. Well, that was my problem with the fight against Arashiyama with Kano. Kano immediately got back up, and they were like, nope, fight's over and stuff. I was like, this ain't fucking Purgatory. This is a Kengan match. They fight until somebody is knocked the fuck out. What is this bullshit? So, I don't really know what he means by the down rule in that regard. Like a 10 count? Because that would sort of be in his favor, or maybe he's, I don't know. And Gaolang's thrown another monkey wrench into the rankings. Gaolang lost to Kano. But, I mean, to be fair, that was like 6 years ago at this point. He lost to him 6 years ago. He's improved. So that doesn't really matter. That's my point right there. Is that he might have lost, Gao Lang might have lost to Agito, but that was, he broke his fist. It was before God Glow. It was before being a Foresight Killer, before pre-initiative, before. So that's really not a fight 6 years ago. Doesn't matter realistically. So yeah, that benchmark. Gao Lang lost to Kano, but he beat Arashiyama, who beat Kano. But that was all recent. So once again, even that, like, Hatsumi's arguing against what Jerry Tyson and Katahara are saying, but the fact of the matter is that you can't compare something so old. You know what I mean? Like, that's two. Both Kano and Gao Lang have improved vastly in the last half a decade. So I don't like it. Assuming the four of them are equal. Okay, so they're all, like, these are all S tier fighters. Yeah, okay. Roland's the only one who hasn't lost to any of the others. To be fair, he's never fought Agito or Gao Lang, though. Oh, I see what he's saying, though, but Roland has beaten Arashiyama. Arashiyama has fought both Kano and Gao Lang. Gao Lang beat Arashiyama, so it's a triangle between Arashiyama, Kano, and Gao Lang right now. It's a triangle. It's the weapons triangle. But Roland has only ever fought and beaten Arashiyama twice. So he's the only one with the 0 loss record between them all. He doesn't belong in the triangle. He's sort of at the top of the triangle. I guess that'd make him the tentative champion. Once again, this logic, because the fight between Kano and Agito was so old, between Kano and Agito, between Kano, Agito, and Gao Lang Wonswat, that doesn't, I don't really think that plays much of a factor, but if you're going to use the records, I guess so. So let's see. Oh, jeez. Losing my sunglasses there. Losing my aviators, boys. Alright. Kano. Don't go pulling any punches. Weighing in at 180 centimeters and 84 kilograms. Same to you, Roland. 201 centimeters, 132 kilograms. This man's got almost 50 kilograms on this motherfucker. Damn. And he's got the height. So let's see. Let's go. The referee is Yamamoto Koishi. The legend of the Kengan matches has made a surprise comeback. He'll be witnessing the match of the century. Now, I think I remember this guy actually, but anyways, let's see. Take your stance! And boom, alright, Agito's already ready. He's got the hunched shoulders. He's ready for formless. We have the Salat stance from Roland. Let's see. Of course not Yama, Gohan, and Kaede watching this match will be of immense significance. Now let us see who is the strongest as Lou, Carlos, and Itoku are watching. Fight! Boom! Oh, they're already rushing each other. Boom, boom, they're already rushing. Boom, they meet in the middle. That's probably the end of the chapter. That's probably No, let's see. You mean the clash isn't the end? This chapter feels like it's gone on. Is there like an extra page or two this week? I'm not complaining, but and boom. I'm glad that even though we had all that extra information at the beginning, that the fight has still started in this chapter, you know? So I'm looking forward to it. So, boom. Oh, somebody's down. There's a knee down. It's Roland. Roland's knee is on the ground. Wait a minute. What happened in that one split second? All right, and Agito, so they both are, they spaced out though. Roland, one knee on the ground. Agito still. All right. Let's see. Oh, he took a shot to the face. He took a shot right there. Aren't you going to follow up? Now's your chance. And he's literally doing the, come on, aren't you going to follow up with me? Now's your chance, man. And Agito's like, I'm not ready to enter the tiger's den. Get up, Roland. Let's keep going. Alright, so playing it safe. So Roland was like, okay, I'll take the hit and maybe counter. And Agito was like, yeah, no. I'll get my free hit and back off. Alright, let's try this again. You know, so, alright. And tiger's den? No. The tiger's den is Wakatsuki's domain. No tigers down with Roland. Come on, Agito. You know better than that. That's disrespectful to Wakatsuki. Anyways, alright, so that is the actual end of the chapter. I'm surprised. The chapter actually went on for quite a bit. I'm not unhappy about that. It's because there was a few issues I have with the chapter. I didn't mind the chapter. Chapter's pacing was fine. Nice to see a couple of characters we haven't seen in a while. We know what's going on with Waka. We know what happened with a lot of the characters are training. The ceiling has been breached for not just the A-list, the S tier, but also the A-list and stuff. Everybody wants to climb that ladder of strength. And I'm like, okay, I'm good with it. But some of the explanations, we have to work in a little bit of headcanon so we don't get immensely pissed off with these 3 additional characters that amounted to sweet fuck all. So, yeah. Other than that, though, chapter was pretty good. The start of the fight's pretty good. As I said, this fight needs to be top 5 fights in Omega. Almost 300 chapters in, this needs to be one of the best fights. It needs to be long, it needs to be brutal, and I can't speak English anymore. See, this is the problem when I go over my 20-odd minute mark. Alright, so, but either way, this fight just needs to be, at the end of the day, it just needs to be spectacular. It needs to be better than Arashiyama versus Gao Lang. It needs to be a solid 9 out of 10 with very little room for debate. That's what needs to be pulled off here. So, but that's it from me, guys. That's Wednesday. What did you guys think? Let me know down in the comment section down below. As I said, plot, point reasons, but the chapter itself is fine. It's quite good, but I don't like some of the explanations because you have to add that little sprinkling, that sugaring, that sweetener of headcanon just to make it make sense so we don't get more pissed off at the lineup of this tournament. So, but other than that, we got a little bit more information. We got, the start of the fight. Let's go. We'll have to wait and see what happens in Chapter 279. So, looking forward to it. Hope you guys are too. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys back here next time. Have a good one. Sayonara.